Hi and welcome to Bleeding Tree Gaming. I'm Amy.
Hello, I'm Tammy, aka the Autumn Witch, aka the sister of Prattle. Trying not to prattle too much, but I already am.
So, in place of a regular peer review this week, we're going to be having a look at some of the Golden Demon winners. A couple of weeks late, but we finally got round to them. Before we do that, though, there is something that I know you in particular wanted to shout out on the show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now Kathy Millett I know her from the other hobby, the model railway hobby. She's like world famous in the model railway scene, but she's recently moved into tabletop gaming, mainly with Star Wars Legion, and she's launched a Kickstarter for like landing pads. They all look very Star Warsy, but it's not 100% slavish to it. There's terrain in there that I think will look really good for like Tau and Eldar. But when she introduced the Kickstarter in a video, which you can find on her channel, she sort of broke down the issues with FDM prints and getting them to look like really good, like to minimize layer lines. And yeah, anyone that's looking to like 3D print big stuff, I thoroughly recommend checking out the Kickstarter and checking out the video to see the techniques that she uses to mitigate the layer lines, which are a big thing for me as a 3D printer, which is why I tend to prefer resin. But when you get like something that you can park the entire Millennium Falcon in,
I can't stand them. Like, it's the one thing that put me off 3D printing a lot. Although now it seems to be a lot better. Than it is tempting me to go to try it out.
yeah, it all looks really good, and she breaks down really well just how to mitigate that, how to get the best out of this terrain. It all looks absolutely fantastic, and yeah, it's nudging me towards maybe grabbing an FDM printer at some point in the future. But check her out; she's absolutely amazing. A lot of her model railway stuff has like got a lot of crossover with like wargaming terrain. So yeah, she's absolutely fantastic.
Awesome. Well, that's very cool, and I'll make sure to put the link down in the description if anyone's interested in checking that out. On to our main topic then. It's Golden Demon.
Yay, Golden Demon!
So here we go. Let's have a look and let's have a talk through some of them. Just going to use the photos on the Warhammer community site for now, although I do recommend you go track down these artists and view like the other photos and models on their Instagrams or other socials or whatever, because sometimes like the one photo you get of each model from GW doesn't really do it justice.
Yeah.
You can see here the single miniature gold Maxime Penard. This completely hand sculpted Nurgle Death Guard guy.
It looks fantastic.
The paint job is amazing.
Yeah.
Just every section of it. I love, like, you're looking deep at the yellow armor and it's just got all these like layers of texture and stuff going on in it.
Yeah, and the flesh itself, it's I like how it doesn't look like completely living flesh, but it doesn't also look like absolutely rotten flesh. It's got this vibrance to it, but not one that counteracts the whole sort of bloated and sort of skin-slipping vibe of the Death Guard.
There's something about the skin that just reminds me of like really early Warhammer art, like 40k stuff from like the early 90s, and so there's just something that's got that kind of fantasy sci-fi element to it. Really nice paint job. Yep. Also in the 40k single miniatures, I wanted to call out Andy Wardle's here because this is fantastic, and I would recommend like really go check out pics on his page because this one doesn't do it justice at all.
That really is an amazing blue that he's achieved on that.
Oh yeah, like every inch of this is just absolutely pristine, and you can't really make it out in this pic. You just get the overall impression, but it is just absolutely stunning. Yeah, and moving on. Obviously, large model gold was Sten Frodin. I'm going to be mispronouncing a lot of names here today, so I do apologise for that in advance.
I think it's Den Frodin.
Frodin.
Because of the umlaut over the O. If
Thank you.
my GCSE German is still...
But yeah, this is a lovely, lovely avatar. I'm really fond of it. It's definitely kind of heavy metal style, but just taken a bit further, I think.
Yeah, the fire is... I mean, I've been trying to paint fire coming out the exhaust of my Deathwing Contemptor. I just look at this and I think, why do I bother?
It is like just the kind of like if you're getting close to that lava, you can see this beautiful kind of crispy texture on the black parts of the magma. Yeah, amazing. And there was also this one in large model, and oh god, I love those pinks. They're beautiful pinks.
They are so good. And I want to shout out to the base as well. It's really understated, but that that green in there, it just it contrasts with the model.
There's a lot of subtler greens all the way through in the black and stuff like, and the black and the steel and that, but it really only like pops in the base underneath, which is a really good effect. Yep. So moving on, the Warhammer 40k squad entry was all these freebooters, and they're lovely. Personally, I love these Iron Warriors.
Oh, that is amazing.
That was my pick out of the squad entry anyway.
Yeah, I mean the composition on the diorama itself, the building and the ruins and everything, it just perfectly balances with the miniatures themselves, and it, to the untrained eye, maybe people think, oh, it's really easy to balance that, but it really isn't.
No,
and it's a superb job. It's like the slight blue in the windows, and then the way that there's that slight blue cast upon the stonework beneath it, that really subtle. That's amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was just one I really liked from there. Vehicle, got this beautiful one by Craig Pickup, and it's just a stunning level of detail on a rhino. Really, I love the cracks. I love the texture.
I mean, sometimes you don't need an overly complex model, and you don't need an overly complex paint job to look absolutely stunning.
The Demos Rhino kit is just perfect, and I love seeing it win gold. I hope I don't know if it's the new plastic or the resin one, but
I think it's the new plastic Predator.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah. Obviously, there's more there. The Slayer Sword winner, Albert Moretto font. With I don't know what in particular this is supposed to be. I know it's a Lumineth Realm Lord.
Yeah. But having that sort of retro High Elves vibe as well, which is what the Lumineth Realm Lords are kind of trying to be, but they just never seem to crack it. But with this, it's giving me that, mid-90s high elf vibe, but in such an incredible composition and paint job. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. I mean, when the old world is back, I'm doing high elves, and this just makes me want to charge in and start painting the ones that I've got right away.
Absolutely. I don't like elves at all, but this is like, it kind of gives you the urge to go out and paint some. I just
Yeah.
love on this model how literally every detail you can go from, like the robe, and look, there's all these beautiful little tiny texture marks in it. It looks really kind of like it's fibrous.
Yeah.
The gold is perfect, and you've got these subtle kind of green reflections coming from the robe going into the metallics,
Yeah.
and all the different, like, various ambient light kind of reflecting off various areas around it. And then you look down on the base and look at the texture on the stone at the bottom. That's something else.
I couldn't even begin to work out how that's done. Probably some form of really, really patient stippling over the course of several years.
Yeah, Albert Moretto Font is just one of those painters who's absolutely next level in everything that he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so moving on, some good entries there, like David Aroba's lovely. I don't know, I know it's an ogre, but I'm not sure, like Maneater. No, it's not that one, is it? But yeah, it's a very cool model. I love
Very, very cool.
it. Oh, David Aroba again. I love this Demon Prince. It's one of the best I think it's the best I've seen so far. I think there was one I personally liked a bit more. Can't remember whose it was off the top of my head, but look at this steel. It's just insane. Like the breastplate and the axe. It's like, I try and work on non-metallic metal all the time and just kind of try and improve it, but people like David Aroba have literally taken it to some other sorceress level.
Some other plane of being. Again, it's the base as well, the pigment powders around it.
Yeah. I love how, if you look
It's
closely, the rocks aren't just grey. There's some lovely subtle greens and reds and blues in there.
yeah, it's a simple base, but it's absolutely perfect for the piece.
Yep. And then, Nicholas Mortenson's
Keeper of Secrets.
Dexessa.
Yeah.
No, it's the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. They're like they're twins. There's two of them. It's like
So it's a
Dexessa and something
character
else.
one, yeah.
Elsessa? No. Sinistra? No. I've got no idea what the other one's called, but they're just absolutely stunning again. Like, I think there's been some modifications to the pose there. I don't know if that's the exact like
I'm
artist
not
in
that
before.
familiar with the model, but if it has been reposed, it's been reposed fantastically.
Yeah, it's really just the rendering of the flesh is really nice as well, and just the way everything kind of radiates from that central point in such like an organized manner, like where the cool tones and the warm tones are. Yeah, just really nice, really nice.
Yeah.
The Age of Sigmar unit. Roger Axelson got the gold with these lovely trolls, and they're like goblin and squig pals.
Yeah.
And there are some classic models in here, if I'm not very much mistaken. I think there's a lot of conversion work, but there's you can see some very classic models in there that mixed with like newer sculpts.
Yeah. Yeah, the trees are looking really good as well. I mean, trees are difficult to do at the best of times to make them actually look sort of like real trees.
Yeah.
Those like pine branches, they are absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah. And Jose David Gonzalez Ramos. These are what they call the I can't remember the name. I own them and I've painted like 1.5 of them, so I've got no idea. But the Nurgle Underworlds warband, and this is just a lovely one.
Yeah. There's so many different ways that you can do flesh on a Nurgle thing, and
Oh yeah,
he's really gone for like a selection, but they all sort of gel together as well.
yep. And I love seeing that classic Chaos backpack
Yeah,
banner at the back there. Right, let's have a quick look through now.
I love this one. I
Arne
absolutely love this
Lazaro.
one.
Yeah, I got to see one of his pieces at last year's UK Demon. And it was another one rendered in a very similar style with like flames. I can't remember what it was now off the top of my head. But yeah, just it's so beautiful. This is like a cover of a codex or something.
Yeah, I mean, Mephiston is always cool, and this, I say new, it's been out for a while, but this new sculpt really lends itself to dioramas. It's got such a dynamism to it, and it seems that he's built on that.
Oh yeah, the understanding of light is just absolutely flawless. So perfect. Right, some good entries in that anyway. I'm gonna skip through. Jill, I can't say I'm particularly inspired. Like, I'm sure this is a fantastic piece, and seeing it in the flesh, you get why.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it doesn't inspire me from this photo, so I need to check out. Like, apologies, Matteo Gallo. I'm sure you're an absolutely fantastic artist. I need to check out more
I like it.
pictures of this.
I think that it's like, look at the scales on the drape.
Yeah, they are beautifully done. I will say that. It probably is just a very immaculate piece when you see it in person or other pictures of it. Yeah, I just like had no initial thoughts on that one. So
Yeah.
Moving on. Oh yeah, Victor Vera's. That's a lovely Baynard's Revenge.
Yeah.
Very kind of. It looks like it's been done in like pencils or something.
Yeah, I'm loving the effects on the champion's armor.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's black, but it's not black.
Here.
It's like everything that makes black, but not black.
Yeah.
Which, on something that's got a lot of plain armor panels, is something that's really difficult to pull off.
It can be, yes, yeah. Right. Moving on. Middle Earth, we had this one from Lucas Pina. Which is this is Radagast,
yeah,
I believe. The base is what like drew me to this one straight away.
Yeah,
there's so much beautifully like that mossy tree and the way it just kind of fades off in towards darkness as it goes down. Like the mini itself is absolutely beautiful, but I will say my attention's drawn more to the base than to the model, which could be a criticism, but
it could be. But then, if you understand the character of Radagast, you could say that Radagast is part of the Earth and not separate from it. So he's blending into it. I mean, it's going to sound pretentious, but his blending into it is actually quite evocative of the character himself.
Yeah, I can see that. But it is absolutely stunning anyway, and I don't want to take away from that, certainly. Yeah. We've got the Barliman there, and Gandalf with Pippin.
On Shadowfax.
Yep. That's a beautifully rendered one. We won't go into that too much. But yeah, so small scale was Matt Kennedy. Now, this one is just crazy the amount of freehand at
on
such a
such a
tiny
small model.
scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to see this in person because, again, I don't think the pictures here really do it justice. Just quite a level of detail that's on that thing, and it's all very precise. Like, look how neat all those checker marks are.
Yeah, that's some serious time put into those.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, had some good ones in that. Again, Sebastian Cole. We've seen a lot of like these models done on the backdrop bases.
Yeah, backdrop bases, they are really, really cool.
Yeah, there's been some cool ones. I do like this with the kind of planet in the foreground and that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Youngbloods, Daniel Swart with this like amazing oh, what's his name? I was going to call him Lucius then.
He's the Age of Sigmar Lucius, the old world Lucius.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
The one whose name is Sigvald. Yes, yeah, of
Yes.
course. I knew that. I knew
Yeah.
that.
I knew that too, but it was just like a brain block, probably because I've only been awake for like an hour.
Yeah, and I've been awake since God, for too long. Yeah. Um, absolutely beautiful, and I think it's been absolutely stunning, the talent that's been coming out of the Youngbloods in recent years. Like when you see some of this stuff like that's absolutely beautiful, and I think like most people in like the regular categories would be more than happy to be able to submit work of this standard.
Yeah, definitely. I tried to think of my level of painting quality when I was very much younger, and
Yeah, oh God,
I'm
mine's
I'm not
awful.
I'm nowhere near that now, and I've been doing this nearly 30 years.
But yeah. Now the Open, oh God, the Open this year. David
Oh,
Rober's
that armor.
green skin,
Oh,
yeah, just everything about it. And this is gonna be like a scratch sculpt he's done as well.
yeah.
Um, just absolutely stunning. I assume he is like the Iron Jaws. What do they call the Boar Boys now? I can't think
Oh,
of it off the top of
Gore
my head.
Grunter? Is it Gore
Gore
Grunter?
Grunter, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of those, and it's just stunning. I can't even like put into words how good this one is because it's yeah, very very illustrative again. Seems to be big at the minute. Just a particular kind of like illustrative style that like
Yeah.
lifts straight from like 80s and 90s old Hammer artwork. Yeah, but the real one I absolutely loved in this was Darren Latham's diorama, and I thought, oh, God, it's like one of the classic Mike McVeigh ones that's in
Yeah.
Hammer
I
World.
got that Mike McVeigh vibe.
Yeah, just I definitely recommend people check out shots from other angles of this because there's
Yeah.
so much going on and everything's done in just that perfect Darren Latham
Yeah.
style.
There's a lot going on, but the composition doesn't overwhelm the senses with it.
Yeah.
Everything's got its own space to shine in.
It is just that classic like Warhammer fantasy style scene.
Yeah.
It's also got elements of kind of like the Horus standing over Sanguinius there as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, Albert Moretto font there with the Slayer Sword winner. So that's all the winners then. Now, for the first time ever, they put up 2 pages worth of commended entries, which is really good. And I wanted to just pick out a couple of them. Like we'd best wrap up soon, but
Yeah.
let's just pick out a few that really caught my eye out of these. And this version of Angron by Thea, there's a punctuation over it. So
I'd say
Thea
Theo. Theo.
Lamoury. I do apologise with all these names, folks, but isn't this model absolutely stunning? Again, I've struggled with a lot of the heavy metal style paint jobs because I think there's too much true metallic metal brass,
Yeah.
and there's not kind of enough separation between them. And I think this non-metallic metal version just really does a much better job of selling that armor, and the wings just perfect contrast hanging over him there.
I'm loving the grading of the green in the skin of the wings.
Yeah. I mean, Angron was the first Demon Primarch model that I was mixed opinions about at first.
I mean, he did kind of look like just another bloodthirster.
Kind of, yeah. There's not a great deal that's differentiating him from that. But seeing a paint job like this makes me kind of really fired up to actually paint him at some point. And yeah, absolutely stunning. There was some really good entries in the large model for 40k, so otherwise that would have easily been in the running most years, I think. Just going to scroll through them now. I did really like this Daniel Bueno Ortega. This is lovely.
I mean, I always appreciate a good blue.
Yeah.
Being a 30-year veteran of painting Ultramarines.
This is good kind of like teal blue. There's the orange, there's green. It's just a very colourful, energetic piece. I love it. And also in the large model category, I don't know, like the competition is so serious when this doesn't make the top 3. Like just being rendered in moonlight is so hard to do over a big surface like this, but it's just absolutely stunning.
It is.
What can I say? Right. Let's have a look at the other commended entries then. Oh God, I really wanted to.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, this is lovely. Again,
loving that OSL from the Lance.
Yeah. Again, very kind of like illustrative. I can see like probably why it didn't win was like this base could have probably been taken a bit further, but just oh my God, this top section is absolutely perfect. I was the top half of it. I would definitely like
stick a few skulls on the base. That's it.
I think you just need to like edge highlight all these rocks properly. That's what's catching my eye. But oh my God, I love it. I absolutely love it. What else was there I wanted to draw on? Oh yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, I love this model so much, and like I've seen so many great takes on it, and this is certainly up there with them. Yep, I've got to paint mine at some point. The only reason I haven't is because someone else pipped my idea of making the base look like the original scene, and that kind of put me off it. But I've got to just do my own thing with it at some point. Yeah. So anyway, I just want to pull out one more quickly, and I'll put this on while I do the outro. So that's been our look at the Golden Demon 2023 at Warhammer Fest in the UK. Absolutely amazing level of talent on display, and it's looking more and more remote that anyone who isn't already a Golden Demon winner could ever be in a shot with actually winning one. But I do love to see the absolutely amazing minis.
They look great. Absolutely great.
Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed us going through all these. I think I probably need to go to bed some point soon.
Yeah.
But I've been Amy, and I'm with Autumn Witch, And we've been Bleeding Tree Gaming. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Please do.
Bye-bye.
Bye.